Our next question comes from Jordan Hyatt. How do you track your progress in revision? It was really easy to track word count in my first draft, but now it seems like there are a million things to change, and I don't know how long each one will take. A lot of them are thinking problems rather than going ahead and typing it out problems. Yeah, revision problems. I think of them in kind of two layers. There's the structure problems and there's the language problems. I can talk about how I track these things. Do you want to?
I start with just the basic time management principle. If you don't know how long a thing takes, uh, start doing the thing and time yourself and keep a record of it in your calendar. And at the end of a week, if you realize, oh, wow, I got, you know, 15% of the way through the edits, or, it feels like, I finished the first three out of however many chapters. Um, and and you have calendar appointments that you now log that say, this is when I was in front of the document writing. Um, but also log the time when, you ran up against a wall and you realize, I need to go wash the dog. I need to do something else so that my brain can work on that. Put that on the calendar too, and your calendar becomes an extremely useful tool where you can, months down the road, you can look back at that and say, oh, that's right. That's how long it takes to get started on the editing process. And, after 2 weeks of short editing sessions and long sessions of folding laundry and walking the Yeti and whatever else, um, then I hit my stride and the rest of the edits come together. But you don't know that until you've tried to do it and have actually kept a record of it.
So Howard's absolutely right that figuring out how long things take, but also figuring out how much effort something takes. I have a friend who breaks their editing into tasks based on the amount of energy a given task will take. And so they've got a spreadsheet and they rank them. So changing someone's name, that's very low in the energy level. Inserting a new plot point, that's much higher. So given what day they're on, how much energy they have, they will pick the task that they're going to work on. I tend to think of editing in terms of either pages or scenes or chapters, and how long I'm going to spend on it. So, like if I know that I need to get through a 300-page novel, and I want to do it in a month, that means that I need to be getting through 10 pages a day. But that's much more of the kind of language pass where you can do an even page a day. Often when you're doing a structural pass, you're jumping around in the manuscript. So I have a tool for you, and that is my novel revision Trello template. This is something that I created for myself because I enjoy a ticky box. So this board shows you, it's got instructions on how to use this board, but it's basically designed to break it into smaller steps. You get a card per chapter, and then you've got this area that's called overall edits. So sometimes you have something that you need to do throughout the novel. So you put it in here and dismiss, I do not want. You can put it in here and then it can repeat on every card that you're working on. This is an example card. This is from The Spare Man. So I've got chapter one, and I put a description up here to remind myself of what that chapter is supposed to be. And here I've left notes to myself about the things that I need to do in that chapter. And every time I do something, I get to click a little ticky box, and that tells me how much I have left to do. And then I can come down and check throughout the novel to see to make sure that the things that I'm tracking all the way through are done. Uh, I have identified problems. So these are problems that I know exist, but I don't know how to fix yet. The to-do list are the things that I know how to fix. And so it shows you how to break things apart, like an edit letter or beta reader things. So it is a tool I made for myself. You can do that without having to use Trello. You can do something like that just on paper, making a list of these are the things that I need to do. You can do it with post-it notes or bullet journaling, however it works for you. But that ticky box of, oh, I accomplished that. That was a thing I wanted to do and I've done it now helps.
I use Google Sheets for that kind of thing because I know how to make a Google Sheets checkbox that changes color when I click it.
Is deeply
And
satisfying.
yeah, it is enormously satisfying. The one thing I'd like to highlight is that if you're really uh, trying to learn your process while you are doing this editing pass, it is worthwhile to make sure that whatever tool you're using to track this is visible at the same time the document is visible, because it is very easy when you are editing to get lost in the words and start noodling on the thems and the theirs and the whatever. uh, Having the task next to you, oh wait, I'm supposed to be doing a voice pass on this character. uh, I have departed this character's voice. It is time for me to page ahead until this character starts talking again.
Yeah. And to that point that Howard just said, doing a voice pass for this character, I will often do things in layers. Particularly when I am extremely tired, when I'm dealing with depression or or distraction by the larger world. I will sometimes just say, okay, I'm going to go through and I'm going to make sure that Thatcher plays the violin, and I'm going to go through and touch every Thatcher scene to make sure that he's a violinist. Or, okay, in this one, I'm going to go through and make sure that the spacesuit always comes off left glove first. Or in this one, I'm going to go through and I'm going to just look at character arc and make sure that that's smooth. So sometimes I will do that also. Just like layer, 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 layer. It's really however, uh, I think what you're hearing is figure out what makes it digestible for your brain, and then figure out how to the easiest way to quantify that, and then give yourself a gold star. Thanks for
That's a
your
great
question.
question.
Yeah.